G'day, g'day. Welcome to Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage. Today, I hope to do some justice to today's karting, which is a Corgi Toys VW 1500 Karman Ghia. Now, I have done one of these before, and I want to see if I can improve on what I did previously. As you watch this karting go around the turntable, I'd like to thank the returning friends to the channel and new friends that I hope to call returning friends very soon. If you're a first-time viewer, I hope you stay. Subscribe and share what sometimes a bumbling old fart like me gets up to, trying to give this old diecast toys a new life. If you haven't subscribed, why not? It's free. This channel is geared to the hobbyist. What I do is not always perfect, but at least I'm giving it a go. Just remember, if I can do it, so can you. And you most likely could do a better job than me. So show us. Oh yeah, please leave a comment below, even if it's just to say hi. So now, let's take a closer look at today's offering. Okay, this has been a casting that's been sitting in this pile just to the right here for a while. I've just done a bit of rearranging over there, so just keep in mind these cars which are on the right here, they'll eventually come soon onto this area. Anyway, I'm waffling, stop it, let's have a closer look at it. As you can see from the Corgi toys, it has different wheels. The previous owner has put on different wheels. It's not a roller, not at the back at any rate, but at the front it is, because the rubber tyres are hitting the arch. The bonnet and tailgate do open. Just let me get my helpers handy. So it does have the engine in there. That's a lighter blue than the part down there. And the bonnet opens up as well. It is missing a spare tyre. Nothing unusual about that. Now, the previous owner has screwed the base in, which is nice. So, glass is in. Yeah, it's an okay condition. It's not cracked that I can see. It is dirty, but we hope to be able to polish it up. So, as Pete from PB Resto Restorations would say, let's get crack-a-lacking. Alright, as mentioned before, the previous owner made this a screw base. Thank you. So we just need to be able to get our screwdriver in to take that screw out. If she'll come out. Maybe I need a different screwdriver. Hang on, I'll be back. Yep, that's what it was. Need to get a different size screwdriver. There's our screw. We'll stick it in there. There's our base. Now these wheels should just pull off. Well, the back one does at any rate. So they're not the original wheels. And there we go. I will keep them. We won't throw them away, we will keep them. If I can remember where I stuck my tyre stash. There we go. So we shall join them. And stick them in there. So they can be used for somewhere else. But I might use the axles. Well, what we'll do is we'll stick them in there. Because I may use the axles for the 3D printed tyres that we're going to put on this. So I'll put that aside. There's the screen. Now it needs to be polished and cleaned. There's the interior. We'll probably repaint the interior and touch up what's on the parcel shelf on the back. And that leaves us our casting. The boot and bonnet. Sorry, brain fade there. Got all sorts of characters coming in. So anyway, if you watch my other video of this vehicle, you'll see me now take the boot lid out. So I'm going to go off and see my strippers. I'll bring you back when we have some nudity. See you there. Okay, we're going back to our 3D printer. We're going to make some new rims and tyres for our Corgi toys, VW 1500 Karman Ghia. So I've already downloaded a whole bunch of tyres. I did a search on Yegi, which is the search engine for 3D items. Most of the stuff which I got from Cult 3D, and because I'm a cheap bastard, I don't like paying for stuff, so we're using some tyres which are out there for free to use. I'm not selling them, so I'm well within the confines or the license agreement for these files. Alright, so what we need to open up a slicing program, and my one is chit box or shit box if you like. This what you're seeing on here is what's called a build plate. When you see the printer, it will look like that. The printer will go down and up, down and up, and your items will be built on this part down here. But it's a little bit hard to work out how your print's going to be. That's why the software people get you to look at it like this. So first one we're going to bring onto is a tyre, and the one that we're going to use is a Bridgestone tyre. And the reason why I'm doing the curve on it, because see all this printing here, I'll bring it down, all this where it says Bridgestone or Yokohama I should say, it will print that out. So the next thing that we're going to want to do, the next thing that we'll do is we're going to put it on its side. so it's on the deck like so, and we're going to do only one side has the writing on it, so we're going to flip it around. So we can go -90, and that will flip the tyre around so the writing is on the top. So now we need to scale it down to the size of the tyre that we want. So I'm going to go to scale. I'll bring this across over this way a little bit. Scale. And you'll see here it says 20 and 20 on the Y and Z axis. The Y is the green and Z is the purple or blue axis, if you like. So that's giving us our diameter. So what we're wanting is we're going to change it from a 20 millimeter down to a 14 millimeter. And as you saw, it shrunk everything down. For the moment, we're keeping the lock ratio in place so that the height, which is the red part here, is at 5.4 millimeters. So we're going to move that. We will move the tyre out of the way. Now we need to bring in our hub, and this is a BBS for an RX-7. That's fine. We're going to bring in the wheel hub. Move it, center it. What you're seeing there is the back of the hub. That is the front of it. So now we need to marry this with that. So what we'll do is, again, we are going to rotate it. We're going to have the we will have the part that connects onto the axle down the bottom. So what we're also going to do a check on is, as I've clicked on the tyre, it reduced it by 70%. So let's see what happens when we reduce this one to 70%. Still needs a fair bit more. So going back to the tyre. So remember the red axis, or the x-axis, which is the red. We have it at 5.44. So we're going to do the same thing on this one, 5.44. Actually, what we'll do is we'll undo that piece up there. We'll change that to 5.44. And as you saw it go behind there. So now we're going to bring our tyre. Going to move it to the centre. Just doing a couple of minor changes to the program. All right. So we have our height that we want. We now need to work on our diameter to the wheel. Now, because I'm using the free version of Box, don't have a ruler embedded. In Lychee, if you pay for it, you can have a measurement in there. Look from Diecast Rival or Diecast Outlaw. He uses the paid for version of the Lychee slicer, and he can measure the diameter from there to there. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a cheap bastard, so we're going to do it a different way. So we're going to select this, going back to there. That's at 8.4 or 8.3. Let's go to 9. Oops, before we do that, go back into there. We're going to unbox the lock ratio because we don't want to lose that 5.44. So we're going to 9.5. And as you see, the thing has elongated a little bit. It's got egged. 9.5 is not big enough. So let's go 10.5. And let's have a look at that. That might be a little bit too close. So let's go 10.2. That has taken us a little bit away from the wheel. Just minor. So that looks fairly close, so we can change the other one to 10.3. So we can now look at our tyre or our wall. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to go back to because we want it to be a press fit. So now that we've done that, we can look at that. We're now going to select the outside of the tyre. I'll use that gunner a fair bit. I'll try and bring that to reduce that word, gunner. It's popular in Australia. So let's have a look at the inside. And what I'm looking for is that little gap just in there. That's what I'm looking for. So bring that home again. Takes a little bit of manipulation to work that out. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we'll move that tyre out. We are now going over to the other side of the screen. I'll bring you over this way. We are now going to click on this button up here, which is our support. Click on auto support. Why hasn't it done anything? Let's go back here, there's something wrong. Let's do this one. Let's try that. Don't want advanced settings. Try auto support. That one's done it. That's fine. Let's go back to this one. Maybe I was clicking on the wrong thing. I was. There we go. That's better. All right. So that's our two items. We highlight them both. we're going to need gunner. All right, we are making 3 copies of each, so we'll have 4 rims and 4 tyres. So that's my lunch that's just been called out for. So we're just going to gunner. We're going to move that tyre. We don't want that. We want that one, thank you. I need to bring this over. All right. So we can set that in there. I'll set that there. We highlight them all again. We will now, this is just telling us that I'm using the Tenacious. That's my slicer setting. It is now working out how many layers of print we're going to do. And now this set of 4 tyres, including rims, will take roughly about an hour to print. It is going to use 5.2 grams is the weight. Volume is 4.7, close enough to 4.8 millilitres of resin. We're now going to do what's called a island detect, because it says detect islands. Islands are parts of where the supports do not touch the model itself or what you're trying to print. It's saying no islands exist, so that means all our supports are fine. I will save the file and I will put it into the Karman Ghia folder. Alright, so it's going to save it there so that when I'm ready, all I do is copy that file that I've just saved onto my thumb drive, plug that into the resin 3D printer that I have and press print, and I'll show you that in a few moments. Going back to, if you've never seen a resin 3D printer print, we'll just bring it this way, is that this is going in the reverse, and this is how it actually prints as the printer goes up and down, up and down. This is what you'll see come out, and that's what the product should look like when it comes off the printer or off the build plate. I'll just show it again. This is the reverse action. And this is actually how it builds. Right. That's each layer as we go around. So, anyway, let's go over to the printer. And before I do that, I'm going to have some lunch. I'll see you after lunch. This is just a reminder as to what I started with at the beginning of this episode. And here we are. And now, here we are with a refreshed Corgi Toys Volkswagen 1500 Karman Ghia. We've done the usual, stripped the paint, repainted it two-tone, as you can see. We have polished the window units. We have cleaned and detailed the interior. The exciting bit for this is that we have 3D printed some new wheels for it. I put one of the older wheels in the front as a spare tyre. This has been rather fun. I'm starting to get the hang of the 3D printer. You'll be seeing more 3D printing use as we progress in this year. So let me know in the comments to see if this has been an improvement compared to the other one that I did some time ago. So I'll let the other one roll around. So excuse me because I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. So we'll leave that in because we are at the end of this video. So please like the video and please leave a comment down below. As I said, even if it's just to say hello, just leave a comment so that we know that you've stopped by. If you don't like the video, comment why don't you like it. How can this channel improve? If you don't leave your comments, well, how can we improve it? All right. Catch you next time. Grace in Australia, Diecast Salvage.